Hello, everybody. It's Nancy Jean in the garden, and it's Kelly. She's here with us. And we didn't get very many questions today in the comments. So if you have a question and you say, I can never get mine fit in, today would be the day.
Mm-hmm. Right?
Anyway, basically, the theme that I'm working with right now and what I'm feeling is going on around us energetically is that 2024 is going to be a year for yourself. Not, you know, a time for you to develop the skills you always wanted to, and you're going to have an awakening of your intuitions. A lot of people are having them, and it's a time for us to work with that and do it in a positive way that helps everybody. So we're talking about things you can do to improve or to learn, or stuff you've always said, gee, I wish I knew about how to do this. So
Well, I think it's really interesting that's today's topic. I'm sure it's no coincidence that today is a new moon, which is all
no.
about,
Mhm.
new beginnings and, setting new intentions. Also, it is the 111 portal, which is, all again about, new opportunities and new possibilities. So I think the theme of the day is new,
Right. And I
which
think,
we are not new, but the theme
yeah,
is new.
well, we've been around for a while. We've been kicking around for a
Yeah.
while. But okay, do you want to go start with a couple questions and then we can work our way out from there?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, banners.
In case anyone wonders what I'm doing, this is a company in Canada where I am from
Mm-hmm.
that it's called Anti-Stress Release.
Oh,
And
that's great
I,
stuff.
I love it. It's like an essential oil, and I
Mm-hmm.
put it on every time before I read it, and it just kind of keeps me in
I
that
have I
vibe.
have their lilac for sleeping,
Nice.
and it really works.
I swear, listen, I used to have 6 to 8 panic attacks a day, right? I have diagnosed anxiety panic disorder, and a coworker put me onto this, and I was
Mm-hmm.
like, yeah, whatever. This is, you're crazy. That's not going to work. Considering that I've had therapists and doctors and meds and all the rest, and this little thing is worth its weight in gold. I swear by it. So,
Okay, and we had one of the comments we got today was the beautiful picture that I used as our intro picture, the trees with snow, and that's very appropriate because I'm talking with Kelly, and I know she gets to see more trees and snow than your average rabbit. But we're going to today. It's going to be 71. It's going to be high this afternoon, and tomorrow morning it's going to be 29, and then it's going down from there. It'll be 9 degrees on Monday with snow.
well, if I could swing the laptop around and show you out the window, I would, but I can't.
Mm-hmm.
But it is currently snowing. It is -11. Going
Mm-hmm.
down to -20 tonight. So, the snow blowers may come out. You never know. It's been snowing on and off for like a day and a half,
Mm-hmm.
almost 2 days now. But we're supposed to be getting a big storm this weekend. So,
Yes. Yes.
welcome to winter in Canada, friends.
I know. And that's why I ran to Texas because I didn't think I'd have winter, but we get
Right?
it anyway. So that's that comment. And then this is, it's a continuation. Sharon O asked me about her health a couple weeks ago, and I saw that she needed to change doctor. There are various things. Anyway, we're going to look at projections of her health, and this time I'm going to use the garden. So I'm going to cut away, and so you get to watch Kelly and not me in a minute, and you get to see the garden. I mean, I'm here, right? I'm right here.
I just did the garden on Sunday, and I really enjoy doing the garden. It is such a different,
Different
you know,
tempo.
well, yeah, that's a great way to put it. Hi, Sonia. Hi, Prince Charming's mom. Prince Charming's mom says, can someone take my snow too?
Well, I'm going to have my own snow, so I can't help you with that.
Right?
And I understand from what I heard that it's been really bad snow up where Scott's always sort of my other person. That's my snow person. He's up in northern Wisconsin. So there are no projection. And I think I'm going to widen this out because I think it gets us a better frame. Okay. Gets a better frame for the garden. They don't get to see our beauty.
And a better view of my living room. Thank you. And the cat, in case anyone notices, that's Quincy on the kitchen table. And I know it's very bad form, but we have 3 cats and a puppy, and we have to keep the food separated so the puppy doesn't get into it. So the cat's food is on top of the table.
Yes. I had a cat that I trained to eat on the top of the chest of drawers in my bedroom because it was the only way to keep the dog out of it. Okay.
Right?
Okay. What?
I can't connect to the Wi-Fi network. You might want to check the connection settings in the Google Home app.
That other woman's voice you're hearing is Google saying it's cut off from the main thing. It wants me to figure out what's going on. Okay. What's going on with her? We're going to start with her body.
Mm-hmm.
And her body isn't fire. And these are old illnesses from the past that are coming back. She's going to have to finally work with them. But
yeah, I got that too, Nancy Jean. I got the learn from the past, the animal, the elephant spirit.
Right. Ganesh, that elephant. The earth, the physical, the spirit is solidly in earth. And it says that she's transforming, but she's not yet finished. And that's her frustration. They thought they had it diagnosed. And what I saw was they had missed the diagnosis. And she is now with another specialist. And, you know, it's like when you get into specialists go around. And then her mind is in earth also. But final thoughts of the situation are really coming. And she's got grounding in air, which sounds a little contradictory, but
no, it's not. I got the same thing.
It's her mental abilities and her mental path is what's going to lead her to her solution. And she touches into water, and that's really good for her because ground, it says that the thing she's working on right here, they're going to shift into water and they're going to become part of long-term changes, which means I think she's really going to get better. But her clarity comes out of her past. And when she wrote me the email, it was very lovely, but she said, you know, that she kind of knew she was going to have to keep going to different specialists. She'd been on a round like this. So she's learned from the past. She's pulling it together. These people are diagnosing her properly. Spiritually, she's ready to get well. And I think she's going to have people who can help her with it.
I totally agree. So I threw cards, right? We started out with the 8 of Cups. The 8 of Cups is just like, you know what, I'm done. Like, you know, I've done everything I can here and I'm ready to move on, which is great. It's a need, though, to move on, right? We've got the 6 of Swords moving away from troubled waters towards a sort of safer harbor. It's the way I describe, like, you know, the feeling when you can't see the forest through the trees. And now you're on the other side of that, and you can see the clearing.
Things are getting defined.
Exactly. We've got the 3 of Pentacles, so working with others, right? Which is this new team of doctors. We've got the Ace of Wands on the bottom of the deck, which is, you know, new opportunities, right? And being bold and sort of courageous as she faces these challenges. I also picked up on that grounding, the meditation and clarity. And of course, I showed you the card that I got, the Elephant Spirit, learning from the past. I also, because 2 cards fell out when I did the animal deck, Porcupine Spirit, which I just love that. And that is time for a beginner mindset. So learning from the past, but not bringing the past forward.
Not leaving the bad stuff behind, learning the positive lessons. Okay. So I hope that helps you, Sharon.
Absolutely. Many blessings to you, Sharon.
Yeah. And we got this Sean B. Do I have a chance at the new job I'm applying for? All I know about it.
I feel yes, for sure.
Ooh. Okay.
Happy New Year, everybody, by the way.
Yes. And we're going to have, when we finish doing some of the readings, we're going to do a little thought work on how to work with 2024. Oh, good. Good for him. Root. is the body's en route, connection with security, connecting with new security things in a physical form. And it's also in go for it. The body's in go for it. And movement is easy, actually.
Oh, yes.
And then
sorry,
go for
baby,
it.
Sorry.
His thoughts are leading this way, and he needs to let go of limitations of thinking of why it won't work out. I understand he's been applying for things for a while, so it's kind of like that. And fire has spirit in it. Thoughts that this is this thing about you got to let go of the past. Thoughts from the past are clouding his thinking, but his clarity's coming out of earth, and there are many paths. He'll get the correct one in the near future. And he also has his grounding here in the earth, and more is about to be brought forward. So it looks good, but I think the biggest block is him right here.
Yeah. So I have the Wheel of Fortune, and I think that this is what you're talking about. It's like the Wheel of Fortune is a really interesting card, depending on the circumstances regarding the question and how it falls. But this coming into the reading, this is about if we learn lessons and bring them forward and implement them, then we continue to grow, right? We continue to step forward. If we don't, we sort of spin our wheels around in a circle. If we can bring those lessons forward, implement them, and continue to move forward, we have, self-recognition, victory, success, self-esteem, being seen, right? Your potential is coming out, right? It's lots of growth. We've got the Knight of Swords. And I sort of feel like with this is like you're really like you are going after it, right? You're being very strategic and very logical about your path. Got the Knight of Wands on the bottom of the deck. You're doing it your way. Just so you know, below that is the Justice card. So harmony is coming back to you. And of course, I pulled this Oracle card, which is prosperity. So yes,
that's great.
Yes, whether you get this job or you don't, good things are coming. So don't stop, trying to achieve your dreams is what I want to say to you.
Well, we got Angela from Finland. Book Bewitched is here. Prince Charming's mom's here. And we've got, I don't normally name call, but there's few enough of you in here that I can do it. I always afraid to leave someone out. Marcy, Sonia Pinola. And I hope I said that right, because I probably didn't. Oil Painter, yay! She's here with us today. And Terosa Prentice is here. Thank you, Johnny, for dropping by.
Hi, Johnny.
And Rossi.
Hello, everybody. Rossi's picture, it looks just like my Quincy cat.
Really? Oh, black cat? Yeah, we have a black cat in our house, too. Okay, this is a question. I'll go back to the garden so you can see it from two perspectives. And her question is about can you do a reading on if what I'm doing for all is for my highest good in all paths going forward in all areas? Well, that's not a broad question at all. No. But go for it.
I just want to make a comment, Rossi. That's excellent advice to modify your resume to match important words from the job postings. This gets your application through the computer screenings. That's a really, really valid point. Thank you for mentioning that.
Well, this is a small enough political job that there won't be screenings that way.
Gotcha.
They're going to be all hand read.
Can you read? Yes, for my highest.
One fun. Whenever you get a reading in the garden, if a stone falls in the heart, that's where we start, because the entry to the garden is through the heart, even though the chakras are all up here, but this is the heart. And the entry in the heart is spirit. And spirit makes the heart come alive, but you've also got a bit of your spirit that's still Spirit, sometimes this tells me the key to you getting everything moving in the right direction is to make sure you're aligned through your heart first, not just what you think you ought to do, but what you feel you ought to do. You ought to deal with more feeling. And we've got grounding in fire, and fire is the past. And clarification comes from your, I think right now, if you're dealing with a lot of stuff, you're cleaning out a lot of past stuff. And you're working on that really hard. And your mind is in the earth. And you're getting a lot of really clarification and final thoughts on a variety of areas. And that's working out for you very well because your thoughts are focused, but you still have to, you can have thoughts about it, but they have to come from your heart. And your clarity is in water, which is things that are leaving, moving away, or finishing up for us. And this is, you have all the clarity you need. You just need to decide to follow certain paths to resolve the situation. But it's fascinating because you got your body in go for it and true. And when the body's in true, the overall answer to your question is yes. That always means yes. But with its body being in go for it is movement should be easy for this. So anything you're feeling that you feel isn't for your highest good, pay attention to that and ditch it. Because your heart is thinking through spirit right really well now. What'd you get?
I got a lot, actually. So we start out with the Queen of Wands. Sorry, I don't know if you guys can see that. I'm in a new spot. So, well, I'm not in a new spot. I'm in my living room. I've been here before, but I've got a new desk set up. So I'm just, figuring out my camera angles here. Got the Queen of Wands to start. It's lovely energy of really being in your moment, right? Creating that space for yourself where you just are allowing yourself to shine, right? Got the Knight of Swords coming up next. So you're on a path. You know exactly where you want to go. Your challenge, however, is the Eight of Swords.
That's trapping yourself.
Yeah, I sort of feel like, and I mean no offense by this, sometimes when we are questioning every move of the journey,
right,
we sort of are taking away from the overall beauty and experience and growth of the journey. Sometimes it's not just about the final destination. Sometimes it's about, the route to the destination. And so we need to, get out of the car, stretch our legs, take a moment to smell the roses, take in the surroundings and just sort of allow yourself to embrace that. Four of Pentacles as the outcome card. So holding on a little too tight, right? Got the High Priestess on the bottom of the deck. Listen to your intuition, Sonia. You know, your body, your mind is telling you and communicating with you. Like, when you walk into a room and you just are like, yeah, I don't feel good. I don't feel good about this. Listen to it. Okay. You've got the leadership. So you have the strength, you have the solid foundation, you have the faith to see it through. And you also have this lovely way of sort of embracing that and feeling that sense of contentment. Allow yourself to do that as you navigate, right? One step at a time, one foot in front of the other, not so much about the destination. If we want to think about the destination, I'm going to strongly encourage you to do a vision board and on the vision board, map out where you're headed and how you're going to get there, right? And then, every day look up at the vision board. Where am I today? And celebrate the movement to that point instead of thinking about how far I still have to go. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's what I'm feeling for you. So I hope that helps, Sonia.
Okay, that helps. Here's another one. Can you please give me a reading? I would appreciate it so much. Stella C. So I'm just going to throw in the garden sort of what's going on and what's the next good thing for Stella C. If you're someone who's from Kelly's channel, although Kelly uses the garden, I brought it in from the other side.
Yeah.
And what it doesn't read, it won't, thank God no one's, well, people kind of know not to ask me political questions, but if it's sort of gives you an overall feeling, and it can do very specific things. It can tell time, which is the most exciting thing about it. But we're going to see what's going to be going on around you, that you can watch out for that's happening around you. Not watch out for in a negative way, but look to what's coming towards you. Okay. What'd you get, Kelly?
I'm not done yet.
Okay, then I'll start. Throwing stones is so much quicker than throwing.
It is.
Let me tell you. Okay, in your true, you got the grounding card, which means you're seeing everything that's going on around you very clearly. So how do you use that? Well, your spirit's in water, and it's because the transmutation you've been going through, a big change inside of you, is completed, and you're learning to accept it. You're learning to bring the bits of that past out, let go what you want to let go of, hold on to the valuable lessons you learned there, because your clarity is in the past. And it says use all those lessons you've learned to get things going. And your mind is in 3 spaces. Your mind's in the past. Learn from experience. It's in restate, which is think of how the situation can be viewed right now. And it's also in fire, which is telling you that don't become tied to false energy, because you've got all this energy to move forward. And what's emerging for your body is coming out of the earth. Things grow out of the earth. Physical changes are coming that are going to verify what you've already felt happening. And you also still have your body in the fire. And it says that you're going to use the best parts of the past that you've held on to. So you can go. I mean, it looks great, but this is the best one for you, kiddo, that you're seeing things clearly.
Yeah. Super interesting cards that I got for you, Stella. We start out with the 9 of Cups. This is wish fulfillment, all of your dreams, all of your manifested dreams coming true. I feel like you were on, like you were going down a path, you were going strong, had it all figured out, meaning that like everything was falling into place. Something has happened that has made you feel like you're off. I feel like this, I don't know if it was a loss of a family member or a friend, a coworker, pet, but there was some hurt that you experienced. And I think that has made you sort of step back and sort of either you're feeling like at loose ends, or you're just sort of re-examining, all that's going on. And the reason I say that is because I've got the 9 of Swords.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's the loss. You've got the Magician coming up next. This is manifesting your dreams. This is, using the resources that you have at your disposal. So things that we forget that we know how to do, right? Coming from a kind heart, being grateful, right? Being grounded. All of those kinds of things that we can do to help ourselves get past a really difficult time, right? Meditation, etc. Right? You've got the Fool, New Beginnings as your outcome card. On the bottom of the deck, you've got the 9 of Wands. So this is about, putting your boundaries up around you, protecting your energy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if people are, like if you're responsible for a lot of people or a lot of things, or you're feeling a little stretched out. It's totally not selfish, and it's totally, okay for you to say, you know what, I've only got 10 minutes right now for you because I'm a little bit busy. It's totally okay for you to do that. So don't forget that. These 2 cards fell out. Look at, they're like basically the exact same coloring, which is just amazing.
I know.
Imagine and envision, right? So allow yourself to think about, the good times, the happy memories, the happy moments, the laughter, the fun, that kind of vibe. You've got this card here, which is lovely, and this is gratitude and thanks. I don't mean to like sidetrack the whole show, but I want to say this because this is super important. Okay. So I said in the beginning that I have diagnosed anxiety, I can't even get it out, diagnosed anxiety panic disorder. I got that after my mother passed away. And for 12 years, I literally felt like I was never going to be, the old me. I struggled. That is an understatement. You know what? When I came to this community and I started listening to readers and I started paying attention to the offerings of the information, the amazing people in the chat, being supportive and sharing their own stories, I started to have an understanding of what gratitude was and was then able to bring that into my life in a way that it wasn't before. And once I was able to do that, I felt my heart literally opening up for the very first time. And I started to feel like my heart was becoming whole again. Suddenly I look forward to things. Suddenly I want to have, new experiences and look forward. I'm not dragging my body and my butt around, is the crass way to say it. And all I want to say to you is, if we don't have hope, we don't have much. There is always things that you can do for yourself to lift yourself up. And I think that is what you need to do, is to find the blessings and the unexpected joy in every moment possible. And that's going to lift your vibration a little bit higher, which is going to allow you to have clarity and better focus.
Yeah.
The last card that I got for you is the Canary Spirit, Sing Your Own Song, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just sing it.
I have a feeling Stella C did some shadow work, even if she didn't want to.
You did put a comment in the chat, but I missed it. The loss is so he walked out after offending me and yelling, being disrespectful. Okay. And you also have anxiety, like, cause I feel very anxious right now. Like I couldn't even get my words out. So, I'm glad that I said that. And I hope that helped Stella.
I hope it does.
I think you're going to be just fine. I think that you have the strength and the tenacity to get to where you need to go to. But you got to do some stuff for yourself along the way, right? Being kind to yourself, have yourself a carpet picnic, which I know sounds crazy, but turn the TV on and watch a couple of episodes of Friends and just laugh, right? Turn the radio up and dance around the living room, sing your brains out.
I can add this to the stage for her right now. This is something that I did for a show last week, and it's a list of things to do for self-care in 2024, and one's meditate, dance, music, have a cup of tea. And I know you're from Canada, you know what tea is, but down here, a lot of people think it comes with ice in a long, tall glass.
Right.
But tea is really fascinating. You can go get mixes of teas or different little bags where you can get a variety, and it's just a new taste. And if you don't like it, it was just a tea bag, right? But you tried something new. Find a favorite movie, call a friend.
Yeah, absolutely.
Go into a thrift store. And I didn't put this list together, but I used to read Tarot in a thrift store. Fascinating places, fascinating.
No doubt. The energy that you must have been picking up, that's amazing.
I cleaned the store every week. You have no idea how much people's old stuff drags in with it.
I can imagine.
Cook your favorite meal.
Yeah.
Just play with your grandkids, read, take a minute for just you. Screw everybody else. They'll trust me. They'll all still be breathing when you're done with that. Watch your favorite YouTube show, which can be DznCats or
Nancy Jean's Garden,
or any one number of them. Watch guilty pleasure shows, something with schmaltz. Do a chakra balance on your own by finding programs to do it or seeking it out. And then essential oils. And I have a client who just got her certification in essential oils. But one of the things I know, we don't realize how much our body spreads those kinds of oils through it. But if you don't believe that the farthest bit in your body can carry something forward, when you're not going to be around people, go get a clove of garlic and rub it on the bottom of your foot, and in about 15 minutes you'll taste it in your mouth.
I just want to also mention to that point about the essential oils. Don't forget crystals, right? Amethyst, selenite, rose quartz. It's like happy, positive kind of energy. There's all kinds of crystals that you can take with you that's going to sort of lift you up when you feel you need to, right?
Okay, we're going to do this question so I can show time on the garden. Do you see love for me in 2024? And you've got to see love for you, but that's another issue. But do the stones see it? And this is winter, spring, summer, and fall on these like pie-shaped things. So we're going to throw to see if there's a season you're more likely to find this year. And we're in winter right now, so. Ooh, you're going to meet somebody in winter, but by spring it's going to get all together, and they're going to be here for a while. They're going to be with you for a while. I don't know if they're a forever person, but in your winter, it fell into Go For It, which is one of my favorite places. And Spirit and Go For It says Spirit is now aligned with these ideas. So I think you're going to meet them in the winter. They're going to be here in early spring and into the summer, and then it's just going to carry on. And if you don't know what stones are here, this is an amethyst. This is a yellow orange calcite. This is pyrite. This is fusite. And this is sodalite. And I know people look at that and they go, that sodalite looks gray. It can be a very shiny blue if you polish it up, but I don't use smooth stones to throw in the garden because they bounce off the garden even if they're rough. So anyway, but that for you, Marcy, and it's a good pattern. You're going to find them with your spirit, your mind, and you're going to get grounded into them. Then you're going to start making commitments for yourself, and they're going to bring you great clarity. So
I love that. We start out with the sun, so that's a giant yes. Marcy, I sort of feel like you're working through something. I don't know that I feel like this has been like a long healing journey for you. And what I love is that, like, I can see in the cards, but I hope this is why you're asking the question, is that you feel ready, which is like, that's the most important part, right? Being open to it. So we start with the sun, joy, blessings. It's this moment where you just want to throw your hands up and say yes, right? Meaning I'm open to receive. We've got the Page of Cups next. This is about being a little sensitive, I want to say, right? Being open-hearted, maybe even feeling a little bit like naive about it, right? Things have changed since the last time that you were in or on this journey. So navigate that accordingly. In the challenge position, you've got the Ace of Swords, which I think is an interesting challenge card. All kinds of ideas, all kinds of inspiration, all kinds of things happening. Like, make sure that you're clear about what you want and where you're going is what I'm going to say to you. And then your outcome card is the Six of Swords. So again, moving away from troubled waters, things are starting to come together and making sense for you. On the bottom of the deck, we've got the Temperance card. In this deck, it's called Balance, right? You're blending energies and ideas, and I feel like this love could be someone that like within your circle of friends, within your community, someone that you've already made contact with. The last card is an oracle card, and I've got Healing Chaos. which is why I said what I said, and then I seen it in the cards. You're definitely on your way through something, working through something, and I think it's lovely. So yes to the is the answer. I don't think it's going to come right away, but I think you already know the person.
Mm-hmm. I get that feeling too. She has been around them.
Yeah.
In the early winter here, and we're kind of getting to midwinter now. Okay. So our next question.
Hi, everybody.
A reading for me, please. And I'm going to use tarot for this because the garden kind of likes more specificity than that.
Right?
It does. And I read cards too, for those of you who don't know me.
What? No.
Yeah, Kelly and I are going to talk about that in a few minutes.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that. Hi, Ivana. Hi, Thomas. Hi, Amanda. Book Bewitched. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out with us today. Appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look, we have a Charlotte sighting.
Uh-oh.
That's the noise that you hear is Charlotte going crazy on the little cap tree thing there with the scratching.
Okay. Well, you're coming out of some stuff. You've spent a little bit of time having a pity party, and you finally have talked to enough people and have decided to come out of sitting around staring at your own navel. You're ready to go out and take action for yourself. And you're not sure exactly what action. How frustrating. I know. I wake up and I say, I'm going to take care of it today. And then I wonder what it is. And, but in the end, you're because of you feeling so kind of uncomfortable with some things that have been going on around you, you're moving into making some good changes for yourself.
I totally get that. I get speaking of today's theme of the show, this is a new beginning for you. We've got the King of Pentacles. This could be the culprit here or the person that is the cause of some of the discontentment, I'm going to call it. Got the Eight of Cups, like you reached your limit, right? Walking away from something that no longer serves you. In the challenge position, we've got the Ten of Cups. Now, that's always an interesting challenge card, but because this is like the happy family card, right? Joy, blessings, all the support. But sometimes getting the support that we need is not the same as people saying that they're there for you. And I sort of feel like you might be a little bit closed off from the experiences that you have just been through. So you might be kind of like holding on to yourself like this, trying to protect yourself, which is totally understandable. But let those people in. They want to be around you. They want to love you, right? They want to be there for you. So let them in. And I think that once you become more open, this is when we have the World. The World is the end of the major arcana in tarot, right? This is joy. It's completion, which is the important bit. You've got the Knight of Wands, right? You want to step out. You want to do your own thing. You want to let your hair down. You want to fly by the seat of your pants. You just want to get rid of the responsibility and accountability and just have some fun. Go for it. Go for it. You've got wisdom. It's either you've got this or you're searching for this. I mean, only you know the answer. Security and wisdom.
Gone through some real revelations. I have a feeling she spent more than a small amount of time being gaslighted by somebody.
Look at that. I've got rebirth and regeneration. I mean, this is what we're going through right now, and it's lovely. If we can embrace it, it's lovely. Sometimes when we don't know what's happening, it's hard to have faith in that. Don't give up. And that's why I feel like you've got this, right? About your business, doing your own thing. And you've got the 10 of Cups, right? Let people love you. Let people help you. Let people support you. You love you. You support yourself, right? I hope that helps, GS. But yes, it's possible that this whoever this Earth sign is the person. Like I felt that, right, is responsible for some of the stuff that you've gone through.
Okay, Marcy, I'm going to keep the garden up long enough to do Marcy's love for Marcy in 2024.
Didn't we do Mercy already? Or did we have 3 love questions today? I love it.
No, we did do Marcy. You're right. Sorry, Marcy. We're not going to give you an answer twice.
Testing, no.
Testing. We're going to do Rossi.
Yeah.
Okay, and I'm going to do a general reading.
I did notice Book Bewitched. I think you said, am I streaming this? I thought I said I was streaming it.
And it didn't stream. We saw it. We did all the steps, but it didn't show up. You're not linked to me right now.
It is what it is, friends.
Guys, I spent all morning fixing my printer, which for some people, well, how important is a printer? Well, if you mail things to people. And may I say that I'm mailing out today the second to the last throat chakra eggs that I have. I have one left after this. I thought I was mailing out the last one, but when I went digging, I found out I had 2. So, and I've been trying to mail it to this poor person for days because I print my own mailing labels and mail them from there. So. And it was awful. I don't know what I fixed. The printer said, follow these steps. So I took all these pieces, looked at all these things. Then I put it back together and I checked it and it worked. So I have no idea what I fixed, which is even more frustrating. Okay. Rossi, reading. Oh, I know there's a lot of reverse cards here, but these reverses mean good things.
Right.
This means you made a decision to not do something just on a tear. And that was good for you because it ended some situation you were involved in. You are now out meeting the new people you need to be meeting, and they're not feeding your anxieties. And the other thing they're not feeding is you're not passionately wild about being around them, or are you putting any great expectations on them? So I think I'm gonna ask a little bit about this part. Yeah, the people you're meeting now are really going to help you build. They're going to help you see clearly what's in your mind. There's a person there who's very, very smart, works a lot with words. That would be significant. They could be a writer or a lawyer, but they're bringing new sunlight into your life because the sun to me, right side up or upside down, is absolutely marvelous.
You got the sun too, so did I.
Yeah. So you're doing good, girl. You're just coming out of a thing.
Is this someone that you know, Rossi? Like these is okay. Sorry. I feel like this is someone, there's someone around you that you know that has something to do with this reading. So I'm going to start with that. We've got the 3 of Cups, right? Picking up on what Nancy Jean said, the people around you. And that's why I said like this was interesting before I realized that Nancy Jean was finished. But it's like there's joy and there's people and there's love and there's support, but I'm not sure where you're standing with it. You know what I mean? We've got the Page of Pentacles. You know, like you're like ready to do this thing. The Temperance card, or in this deck it's called Balance, is in the challenge position, which is just, you know, keeping everything on that even keel. Self-control, patience is key. Then you've got the Sun, so it's like everything is great, right?
Right.
I got the 6 of Cups as on the bottom of the deck, which is why I said, do you know this person?
Yeah, I think she does.
Coming back from your past, or just someone that you know. There's a person that is around you right now, someone that's from your past, or someone that you someone that maybe you put on the back burner for a time, and then now they're back, and that person is really good for you. That person is going to sort of help you sort of come out of your shell. And I don't mean to say that you're closed off, but I think you're cautious, right? What do they say? Optimistically cautious. I feel like you're cautious, like you don't want to be hurt. You don't want to be taken advantage of. And the reason that I say that is because of the two oracle cards that I pulled. One is the brown bear spirit. This is take time out. And then I got the fox spirit, which is think quick on your feet. And so I feel like there's a little bit of a dance happening, right? And you might do that to protect yourself because you don't want to go through what you've already been through. So in that case, I would say to you to put your boundaries up and to pay attention, right? Read the room, use your intuition, use your inner guidance, and navigate accordingly. But from the cards that I've got, you're going in the right direction.
Okay. I was going to close the questions off with that one. Book Bewitched says, did I get her question? No, because it wasn't in caps. But what I'm going to do is there's several other questions, but Kelly and I are going to talk about the theme of actually all of these readings we've done have fit right into it. It's the theme of restarting your life and getting it going and getting it to where you can work with it in a different way. And like I put up that list of things for yourself. The other thing that I was going to put up was this one. We found this one the other day, and it's hysterical. Fun ideas to play with in 2024. Look up the tune that was #1 on the Billboard charts on your 24th birthday. And think about that as your life theme for 2024. Now, I don't know how valid any of this is. When we did this the other day, we got all kinds of crazy stuff. So it's something you should really kind of look at for yourself.
I've looked at the #1 song for the year I was born, and it's "I Love You, Babe" by Sonny and Cher. And I feel like that's like that sort of talks about like my mood swings, through the anxiety and coming out on the other side. And my favorite word is believe, which literally I have it right here. I'm never far from a believe. And believe was one of my mom's favorite words. And that ties into the hope, if you don't have belief, if you don't have hope in yourself, what else? I mean, you're lost. You know what I mean?
Right.
And there's nothing worse, in my opinion, because I've been in that state for the last so many years, is to feel lost.
Okay. Yeah. And so one of the things I'm still doing my 12-month readings. So till the end of this month, you can go to my website, which is going along the bottom right there. And it's a compilation. I look at all 12 months. I look at modifiers on them. We spend some time looking for the patterns. And it's kind of a fun thing to do. For those who have put questions in the questions today, when I close the show down, I go through and I try to find all the questions I didn't answer, and I will include them in my show, which will be at 1:00 next Tuesday. So if I didn't catch you today, I'm sorry, but Kelly and I are going to talk about something. I've been reading tarot since I was quite young, and so I can actually sit and not be, as long as a reader tells you what cards are up, I can kind of tell you where their reading's going. And I've taught tarot for a long time, and I'm starting another class the 23rd of January, and that's where Kelly shows up, because I had taught it to like live in the room with me people for about 25 years. And Kelly and I met on Allie's channel, and Kelly said, well, I use oracles mostly because I'm not really sure about the tarot. And I said, oh, girl, give me 6 weeks and I can teach you tarot so that you will really understand the cards. So she and I made arrangements. And so I got to practice doing it on Zoom with her. And I've had a couple different classes now. They've been very successful. And I think for people who watch a lot of readers, they'll go, oh, but I can't really follow it. But this is a chance for you to follow it and learn it and get more fluent in it. And I've taught readers, people how to read that don't read. I mean, certainly don't read on YouTube, but they can do enough to kind of handle their own stuff, or at least they can tell when they're watching a reader whether the readers knows what they're talking about, or they're sort of using the cards to cover the fact that they're doing it by channeling.
Right.
Which is totally valid. I mean, if you want to do that, do that. I just stumbled into this before I was 12, and I was reading cards proficiently by the time I was 12. So,
well, I want to add to what Nancy Jean just said and say this. So yes, Nancy Jean gave me a total of, I think it was like 2.5, 3 lessons.
mm-hmm.
She is invaluable. I was, I got the cards. I knew the cards. I understood the cards, but once I put 2 cards together, I was lost. It made no sense to me. Nancy Jean's method of teaching, mixed with numerology, and I'm not going to give away all your secrets. That's up to you to decide what we're saying and what we're not saying. But I'm just saying the way that she teaches fit with my style of learning. And for those of you that don't know me, I have only been reading tarot since, like, officially here on YouTube, since February/March of 2022.
Right.
Which is kind of crazy when I think about how many readings I've done. And I didn't know I was a reader. I didn't know I could read. And I thank Nancy Jean all the time. I credit her for me being able to do what I do. So if anyone is interested in taking a tarot class, I highly recommend.
And our class is small. I teach it with a Jeffrey Ripe color. And that's kind of interesting because you get to see 2 different points of view. I read other than Rider Waite. I mean, all the decks I read that are tarot are based on Rider Waite, but I use different images. Jeffrey never reads anything but Rider Waite.
Yeah.
I read reverses. Jeffrey doesn't.
Yeah.
So you get perspectives of 2 different people who've been doing this a long time.
Yeah.
And if you're interested in that, go to my website. If you're interested in a 12-month reading, go to my website. If you're interested in a crystal grid, go to my website. But I don't do ads often, but this is the time of year when I try to get people, and especially because I think this is a year when, whether it's studying with me or further on this year, I'm going to start a class on how to build crystal grids and how to understand how crystals act together and the sacred geometry around them. Which will be, because all people think, oh, I can't do that. But, I didn't know how to do it, I mean, as much as it would be a fun story to say. An angel showed up in my room one day and told me how to do everything. That's not how it works. You got to go get books. You got to go look at things. You got to go figure them out. But, and some people like the pendulum. Some people like to read in the garden. I teach a garden class once every other week for people who own gardens. I really like to see people grow. This is a year when people have a chance to really grow, and it would be awful not to miss the vibration. And it'll take your mind off all of the other stuff that's going to happen in 24, which is all going to be designed to make us nuts.
It's funny that you say that, Nancy Jean, because for the readings that I've been doing, like on my channel, like for the collective, it really seems to be like a theme that's happening since the beginning of the new year, or leading up to the new year. And that is this theme of, like, us. It's about me. So rather than fixing everyone else, I'm going to fix me, and then I'm going to put that out. And that seems to be like a giant theme that I've been getting over the last, couple of weeks, which is so interesting because it ties right into this whole energy of these new beginnings and these new these new inspirations, new ideas, new possibilities. And I love that. I really do.
And it is, thing is, it's like the analogy is, if you're on an airplane and you're sitting with a child and they tell you to pull down the oxygen masks, put your own on first. Because if you pass out, nobody's going to put it on the kid, right?
Right. Yeah.
So I think we're starting to hit that point. And as people wake up, they want to be helpful. I know I've talked to people. I want to help people away. You said something to me once, or this reader said something to me once, and it made such a difference. But you can't do that unless you're in charge of your own business.
Right.
And I mean, you don't have to be as in charge as the way I am. I was told by a woman the other day, well, I came back to get a reading from you because you're so blunt and I don't think you sugarcoat anything. Like, oh, you're rude. I'll come talk to you.
You're matter of fact. You're not rude.
No, I'm blunt. I don't, and she's right. If I don't think it's my job as a reader to try and make you feel all happy clappy if your life's falling to crap. That's really true.
Right.
And right now, I don't see many people's lives doing that. I've been really excited about the 12-month readings I've been doing this year because people are coming into such positive spaces.
That's another thing. Speaking of what we were talking about just a few moments ago about reading, I was telling Nancy Jean before we started, I'm thinking of doing a little bit of a series. I like to call them series on my channel for getting to know tarot. I want to talk about, demystifying the tarot. There's so much out there in the world about the right way to do things and the wrong way to do things. And, you got to like cleanse, or you got to sleep with it, or you got to do this. So I want to talk about that, but here's what I will say. Tarot can be a great tool for self-help. Like get a deck and you're going to read for yourself. No one else is ever going to know that you do this. And that's totally okay. But when it comes to reading for other people, there is, at least in my opinion, there is a great sense of responsibility that comes with that, because people are here asking a question to the reader, and that question is usually based with some kind of concern, right? Or some kind of hope. So when someone comes to you and they're asking you a question about, am I going to find love? That's important to them. Very important to them. And there's a responsibility that comes with that. So to Nancy Jean's point about being a blunt reader, I try to, I'm always going to tell you the truth. I'm never going to not tell you what the cards say. And I think that it's really, really important. And if you learn from Nancy Jean, that's definitely something that you learn in her teachings, that, being authentic about what you do and the sense of ethics that comes with it is really important. I wanted to add that in there.
Okay. Well, thank you. Thank you very much. And people are going through and finding their songs. I knew they would. And like I said, for the 4 or 5 of you I've seen that I didn't quite get to your question, I'll write them all out today, and they will appear magically in my comments and in my banners next Tuesday.
Do you mind if I mention what's coming up for me, Nancy Jean?
No, you can. This is the time.
So live Sunday night at 7 p.m. Eastern. I have Spiritual Rain is the lady's name. She has several channels. We're talking about inspiration and being inspired. We're doing some readings, doing some talking, chatting about it. It's one of those things where I call chatting cards. It's that. Then next Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern, Johnny Tiro's Apprentice is going to join me, and we are going to take a deep dive into the Frankies, which is the the former YouTube channel family. So we're gonna take a deep dive and take a look at what's going on there. So hope you guys can tune in for that. And of course, I have my recorded videos on my channel all the time.
Yeah, and if you don't see us live, we're always there. We're there forever.
Yep.
We're just sitting there, just saying it over and over again.
Yep.
Anyway, thank you all for coming. I really appreciate it. And thank you to Dozen Cats, Kelly.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, and we'll talk to y'all later.
Bye,
If I can
everybody.
put my cursor, I'll end this. Bye.